Hey, everybody. Good
Hello.
evening. We're back.
Mhm.
So I know, so
Yes,
glad you stopped in. Live or replay. Let's go.
that's
Let's
right.
go.
That's right. Hello, guys. So, this is Meaty Mondays with the Fierce Felines. This week is our 28th week. So, we are happy for you to be here, whether you're here live or you are on the replay. Tonight, we're going to discuss the side effects of carnivore, the good, the bad, and the ugly, if there is any. What about you,
Please.
Robin? Oh,
Hey, everybody. My name is Robin Heron, and I am your carnivorous grandma. I'm so excited to be back with you guys again. Yeah, tonight we're going to talk about side effects. So, if you guys have any side effects that you have had, good, bad, or ugly, that you want to share with us, please go ahead and put those in the chat. And I will let G go ahead and introduce herself.
I know, and I'm gonna start since I'm over here because y'all think there's nothing some ugly. I got some ugly to talk about. Hi, everybody. My name is G Brown, G Brown, the lifestyle changer. And this is my anniversary month for carnivore. So it'll be 1 year towards the
yay.
end of the month. Yep. So I'm super excited about that. And so lately I have been doing a lot of reflecting and looking back over this year. And without just spoiling how my video would go, I think about Frederick and I, some of our first shows where we were saying, we'll do this for at least 30 days. And we'll introduce foods back one at a time. I remember that. I remember us talking about that. And then when we got to the 30 days, how great you felt. And then you kept going. Well,
Mhm.
what is some good? Some good is Frederick and I both are medication free, but not burping free, y'all. I promise I tried to get this out.
It's okay.
And so, in that aspect, that's a good. What is some bad? Every now and then, I kind of sit around and I'm pretty sure, depends on where you are in this journey, it will hit me that certain foods I will never eat again. And I'm like, whoa, I literally will never eat that again. And then some more bad is me riding around thinking about all the harm that has come to my body from the food that I put in it. And so when I think about that, that is truly a ugly. It's difficult to sit around and have conversations with people because, if they start talking about the ailments and you just start sounding like a broken record with, well, it's the food that you're eating, right? And it's like, huh? And the concept that I eat only meat is very difficult for people to just grasp that at the end of this month, for 52 weeks, I've eaten only animal products. Really. And I'm still
Amazing.
alive. And I'm
Thriving.
yes, thriving, have never felt better. Oh my goodness. Um, let's talk about a little bit of the ugly. All right, because I know you ladies have some too, and I might think of some more and come back. Ugly is loose skin, y'all. All right, this ain't as bad as it was because y'all know I used to really flap that joker. Yes, and so loose skin. So I'm yelling out to the people way in the back of the room. Yeah, you over there, and that one that's riding around, and that one is just kind of sitting there wondering what all the show is. Y'all, that's who I'm talking about. We can't continue to damage this skin and then want it to just suck back up. But here's this. I want you to know that it will suck back up. That one it will. Something else that's ugly about the carnivore diet is your different clothes. I literally cannot wear anything that I had at the beginning of last year. Nothing. It's not even in the house. Well, I got rid of maybe 80%. Some stuff I don't know. I'm holding on to for a memory. I know I'll never get back in it. That's number one. But then it's like, but can I still get away with it? Can you really tell it's a little baggy around here? What if I put that little clip? Because it's like, oh my God, I had no idea that I was going to be this many sizes down. And so, yeah, that's the ugly truth about this, where you're trying to find, I don't know for fellas, but for ladies, we have our around the house. We have our run to Target or Walmart. We have our casual, our dress casual, our business, our dressy dress, our summer. It's so many categories. At least it is. So that's another thing that's ugly about this, guys. My shoes. Oh my God. I just said some things I can put double socks in, but then there are some where gone. Well, some of them need to be gone anyway. I don't know why we hold on to stuff. PSA, some of y'all need to go and get rid of those shoes. First of all, if you bend them, they probably gonna crack. They dry rotted. They've been in there so long, because I promise I had a pair that dry rotted on. Not recently. Yeah, so I'm telling you, yeah, that, and you left the clothes in the dryer. You can get them out now. And then another thing is my jewelry. So I mainly the rings. I've actually stopped wearing mine, and but I have this one. This one ain't real, but it still showed that I'm married, because they're flying off my fingers, and two of them popped off, and I said, well, honey, good, bad, ugly, that will be ugly if I, lost one of my rings. So I didn't want to do that. So I don't know for you guys, good, bad, or ugly. I don't know some of your experiences. Once again, the good, I no longer have fibromyalgia. Well, here, let me change that. Maybe I do have fibromyalgia. If I go back to eating that way, those symptoms will come back. Well, I'm letting you know that I am symptom free. There is absolutely no medication that needs to go inside of me. Even Laura helped me with if I start getting a headache, she talked about just placing that Celtic salt under my tongue, and bam, that helps right there. So I don't know what happened with her, but let me ask you, before you jump on yours, did I leave out anything, Robin? Can you
I
think
don't
of
think so.
anything?
No, but I just want to chime in on that good piece, because there's something that's so unexpected, like, and surprising for me, that is great about the carnivore way of eating. And that is, I don't have seasonal allergies. And I keep talking about this because I have literally had allergies all of my life since I was an infant. And, especially during this time of the year when the trees and the grasses and everything is doing its thing. And
Lightning storm.
thing is doing its thing. And I'm sitting in here just amazed by the fact that, my throat's not hurting, my eyes are not itchy. I'm taking, instead of taking one or two allergy pills a day, I'm taking like maybe one every month or something like that. I think I've had to take a couple since the trees started doing their thing. But that is nothing compared to what I used to have. And it's such an unexpected thing. I really was very, very surprised by that as a really good, awesome thing about carnivore.
Yeah. So Laura, we Robin and I told her she can chime in a little on my topic, because maybe, something was great for her. And she does talk about those seasonal allergies, which, and that is something else. I find now I might use allergy medicine if twice a month, if twice a month. And I think what happens, I don't know if it's an egg white buildup, but see, I'm fine now, and I ate egg whites for the past couple of days. So I don't know what's triggering it, but I know I can just squirt that and then I'm done with it. I have not.
Well, they always talk about the histamine bucket, like, your histamine, if you have a histamine insensitivity there or a histamine sensitivity, then your bucket, once it gets full, then you'll start to have those symptoms. So maybe your histamine bucket is not full yet, and that's why. Oh, she's having a storm. Oh no!
I know, bless her heart. Hey, Bernice, how are
Hey
you?
mom. Hey mom. That's my mom, y'all.
I know. How are you, girlfriend? Wait, what she say, baby? Don't get me started.
Baby. Oh, she love it when you say
Baby
that.
storm just hit, lost power again. Yeah, so she's without power. But I tell you what, let's go.
Yep, we're going on.
Wait a minute, hold on. You know what I can do while we're doing that? I can hit news you can use.
Okay, let's do
Yep,
it.
I sure can. Let me see.
You guys gonna get an early treat.
Yeah, let's go ahead, and then that gives her some time to hopefully, wait a minute. I need to stop it. I need to click on this.
So there's a question here while you're bringing that up.
Mm-hmm.
B is asking if fasting will help one lose wobbly, loose skin on the inner thighs, and I think it will over time. I mean, it's not gonna be like a magic trick, but I definitely think it will. G was just talking about her arms, and how
Oh,
they have started to tighten up. So I definitely think it will
Hello,
help.
I'm Rhonda.
hold on.
Nope.
No, listen. Yes. And that, all right. So I know someone that had lost quite a bit of weight, but not on carnivore. She started intermittent fasting, and the she actually had her this reduced. But my thing is, if I go to have this reduced, that's still tissue. That's not just skin. And so
Right.
with that, I won't have that done. I am allowing, yeah, I'm allowing my body to just feed off itself and then go from there. Since we put this up, we're gonna go ahead and knock this on down.
Carnivore Leo, bringing you news you
Sure.
can use from the community. Today, I will be sharing a short clip from Dr. Sean Baker, where he discusses 5 weird side effects of the carnivore diet. Enjoy.
All right, a lot of people find out when they go carnivore, they notice some weird things start happening to them. A lot of these are things that they never even really gave much thought to, but from being perhaps less smelly to getting less sunburn, let's look at some of the quote unquote fringe benefits of the carnivore diet. Hey guys, I'm Dr. Sean Baker. Maybe you're on a carnivore diet or just curious about it, but one surprising benefit of the diet is many people notice they have less body odor. Many people on a carnivore diet notice they just smell less. Now, when you think about it, your armpits stink because of the bacteria are consuming and modifying skin secretions. Now, we know that they may often feast on glucose in your sweat. In fact, a recent study suggested that detecting glucose in the sweat was even easier than detecting glucose in the blood. So there's quite a bit of glucose in your sweat potentially. And this means that if there is plenty of glucose in the sweat, well, it feeds more bacteria. And consequently, they feast on more secretions and they multiply, and therefore you may end up smelling more. Now, on a carnivore diet, less gas, less farting. That's right, carnivores fart less. Now, they also have less discomfort from gas pains and similar issues. Now, the thing that produce gas is the fermentation of plant materials in your gut by gut bacteria. Now, this is made even worse by a high fiber diet because it slows the transit of gas, allowing it to accumulate. This means that the gas hurts more and the farts are even bigger. Now, one funny thing about this is many people on a carnivore diet have a better sense of smell. Perhaps those eating a diet high in carbohydrates aren't aware of how bad they smell because their insulin resistance actually reduces their sense of smell. So if you eat a lot of carbs, you might not even realize how much you basically stink. And when you switch over to carnivore, your sense of smell and taste often will improve. Now, this could also have implications for enjoying food, resulting in eating more hyper flavored food if you're unable to have a good sense of smell. So you're constantly driven to these increasingly spicier or sweeter types of things. Now, many people also note on a carnivore diet that their cravings for things like drugs, tobacco, alcohol are much reduced on a carnivore diet. Many people have been able to give up those things. Now, another mechanism is thought to be driven by ketosis, which happens when you're on a carnivore diet in many cases. It allows your brain to clear extra glutamate and make more GABA. This is important because glutamate is excitatory, so it makes your brain do things. If you're having a craving, you want to be able to inhibit that thought. The 2020 study showed that recovery from alcohol uses raised GABA levels. Now, GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, so better GABA makes it easier to fight cravings. Hair growth is another one benefit that we've seen many people talk about in the carnivore diet. And the other one I would add to that is sometimes people notice that gray hair turns back to its original color, probably due to better circulation, better hormonal balance, better sources of collagen or minerals. And this is another one that's also a little bit interesting to see: sunburn. Now, many people will say they have better sun tolerance on a carnivore diet. That is to say, they don't get sunburn quite as easily or even at all in some cases. Now, how is this even possible? Now, research in the Journal of Carcinogenesis evaluated whether omega-3 or omega-6 oils in the diet would prevent or promote skin disease or skin cancer. They found that omega-6 fats were worse for skin cancer, and omega-3s actually help to prevent skin cancer. Omega-6 fats, which are found in seed oils, have been found to promote inflammation, clotting, and constriction of blood vessels. Omega-3s often have the opposite and beneficial effects. There are more odd benefits we could discuss maybe in another video. It's clear that a carnivore diet helps the body to function in many ways. In some ways we wouldn't expect. Now, do you know anybody that gets sick if they eat red meat? So they might have something called alpha-gal syndrome from a tick bite. If you want to learn more about that, check out this video here. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, what you guys have experienced. We will talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from Dr. Baker. And if you would like to see more videos from Dr. Baker, please check out his YouTube channel at Sean Baker MD. Thank you for watching news you can use from the community. Good night.
Awesome.
Yay. Listen,
Sounds good.
so he turned around. Wait a minute, let me put us all where we normally. Okay, so when he talked about the hair growth, but no, guys, mine slowed down. Because it has taken a while for this to finally like come up on my head. So that was one. And he said something else. Your digestive system. When I first went carnivore, my farts didn't even stink. They really didn't. I was like, wow, you really didn't have. Now I don't know what's that happened because they'll stink now. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Okay, go ahead. Oh yeah, sense of smell. That's so true. But I had a good sense of smell before then. Now I feel like one of the animals, you know how they can smell the meat 3 miles away? Yeah, I think that's what's happening to us. All right, who's next?
Me, I'm next.
Yeah.
So I am going to talk about the bad. So the bad effects of the carnivore diet. So it took me some time to sit and think about this because I was like, well, what are the bad effects? I'm not really experiencing any bad, but there are some. And so I kind of wanted to do a little bit of research. So I pulled up some stuff, but no, the first one that I want to mention is that people they complain that they don't go to the bathroom. They feel like maybe I'm constipated or something's wrong with me because I don't go to the bathroom. Number two, as much as I'm used to. I'm used to going at least once a day, sometimes a couple of times a day. And now I'm not going for days and days, and now I'm really worried about that. So I just did a little bit of research on this, and there's a few reasons for this. Number one is fiber is a bulking agent. It expands your colon and makes your colon feel full, so you feel like you have to go to the bathroom, right? And it also, as Dr. Baker was just saying, it also slows down your tract. So that fiber is pushing through. And Dr. Kilt says that fiber is like a Brillo pad going through your colon. So fiber is really not great for human beings, but that less bulk in your stool also means that you may have less bowel movements as well. The
But
other thing is,
let me ask you this question, Robin. So I
mhm,
know prior to carnivore that, and am I the only one? Like I was encouraged to eat celery, and then they gave that analogy. It's like, listen, just imagine it's going through your intestines and it's cleaning it out. So all of this roughness supposed to be just going through your intestines, and it's cleaning the walls of it and everything. You poop that out, and you should no colon cancer, no nothing. It's just
mm,
taking care of you. No, it's irritating your
right,
bowels.
it's irritating your colon.
So,
And as you said, I love that analogy that it's like a Brillo pad. If you think about taking a Brillo
mhm.
pad to your skin, it's doing that inside inside of your bowel. So yeah, yeah. And we know, we are learning that fiber is not necessary. So people are afraid not to eat fiber because they've been told that you have to have fiber. Even if you're not getting enough fiber in your food, take some Metamucil or
Yep.
something like that every day to make sure that your fiber is up, because you need that to clean your colon, and that's just actually not true. Um, so the other thing is that the nutrients in meat are being absorbed. So your body is, that meat being more bioavailable to the body, so it breaks down into its proper components that the body needs to use. So you're basically using most of it up. So you may have less bowel movements, you may have smaller bowel movements than you're used to, because your body is actually able to digest and utilize the nutrients that are coming out of that meat. So fiber is it's not absorbable by the body, right? So your body is not going, it's non-digestible. It just passes through the body as it is. So, so that is not available to the body. It's just, I mean, I don't even know why you would want to eat it. It's non-nutrition, no nutrient value to it, and fiber. It's just bulk to pass through your colon, make your bowel feel full, which, see, to me, it seems crazy right now, but I mean, a year ago, it didn't. It didn't seem
Right.
that
That's
crazy. It
that's what
seemed
I'm
normal,
saying.
right? Right.
It's all
And
what they taught
then
us.
Right. Another thing is that your gut microbiome is switching over. So after a certain period of time, I know it took for me 30 days, my gut was like,
Mhm.
what are you doing? I'm going to have to ask you to stop doing whatever you're doing. It took 30 days. But then following that, I was able to move into like normal bowel movements for the first time ever. So that gut microbiome does need to switch over. So you may sense some gastric distress. Maybe you might feel constipated, or you might have diarrhea or something like that as you're in the transitioning period. So that was, about bowel movements and why people are worried about the fact that they're not going to the bathroom as often as they used to. So that was one. Another one that I saw was that people have seen like increased an increase in their blood sugar after eating a high protein meal. And so, for people who have diabetes, this is concerning when you eat and then your sugars shoot up, especially when you think, this is supposed to be helping me to reduce my blood sugars. And every time I eat, my blood sugars are going up. and Laura can probably respond on top of this too, but this says while protein doesn't typically raise blood sugar as quickly or as much as carbohydrates, excessive protein consumption can stimulate gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis, where the body converts protein into glucose, this can potentially lead to an increase in blood sugar levels. Laura, did I get it right?
That
Okay,
is
good, good,
correct.
good.
Yep. And we actually do have a part of our body that will not live off of ketones, and that is your red blood cells. So the liver does know, like, no matter what you eat, that it has to convert and do that gluconeogenesis. So, yes, even when you just eat protein, you're still going to do that. Otherwise, people that ate like us would have zero for blood sugar, and you can't do
Right,
that. I mean, I run around 50 most of the time, and most people are like, that's crazy. And I'm like, well, when you're not taking in carbohydrates, that's where the body kind of was supposed to be. And if you look back at literature from 100 and 100 up to 150 years ago, that's what it was in the medical books. But,
yeah,
that was before we started tainting and ruining our food too.
right. Yep, absolutely. So the second thing was that there could be a glycogen release. So if someone's been following a low carbohydrate diet for an extended period, their liver glycogen stores may be depleted. And so in response to a protein-rich meal, the body may release stored glycogen, which can temporarily increase your blood sugar levels. So that's another one. And then the third one that I just want to touch on is insulin response. So um, I think we understand that your body releases insulin when you eat or when as preparation to eat, right? So even though your carnivore meal is low or zero carbohydrate, you still can be stimulated to release insulin or secrete insulin. So if someone has insulin resistance or impaired insulin sensitivity, the insulin response may not be sufficient to keep blood sugar levels stable. So particularly with people with diabetes, particularly type 2 diabetes, you could still see those blood sugars, that blood sugar variation, because you don't have insulin to keep your blood sugars stable. So, and then there's a whole bunch of other things as well, but those were the three that I kind of wanted to touch on is that, you know, I think over time, even with diabetics, and Laura, you can maybe chime in on this, that your blood sugars will normalize because we're seeing so many people that are curing their type 2 diabetes, particularly with a low carb or carnivore diet. So I think that, just your body needs to regulate, and then those blood sugars will over time continue to reduce.
That is
Laura?
true. Yes.
Mhm.
I've actually had two patients that have completely reversed their type 2 diabetes. One had been diabetic for 24 years, the other was 18 or 19.
Wow.
And the first one was the gentleman who had had part of his lower right leg amputated due to
Oh my
diabetes.
goodness.
Started out with 11.9 hemoglobin A1C, got it to 7.67, and then 5.6. And then his wife texted me Friday or Saturday, and said that his most recent hemoglobin A1C was 5.1. And he actually is
Oh,
ketovore. Yes. Yeah. I mean,
amazing.
totally amazing. His eyesight has improved, which he had retinopathy, of course, so he is just beyond happy. And one of the things that I did with him, because he's a truck driver, so he's like, I like the meat and potatoes or the meat and the bread. He just was really, and I was like, if you can just do half the amount, and then if you're
Mhm.
going to do that, or if you're going to do like oatmeal, put a big glob of real butter on that. Let that melt, kind of stir that in, because that slows down how fast the carbohydrates convert over into sugar. And that
Right.
for him has been his key. That's really done the best for him. So he still eats vegetables occasionally. He never was big on veggies, except if you want to consider a potato a vegetable, which I
Yeah.
don't. I consider it a sugar.
Yes, that's
But
right.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, we planted some of those this weekend. I went out and helped my husband in the garden, and he started getting snickety of like, well, I want this way and this way. And I was like, sir, I don't eat a damn thing out in this garden. I'm out here helping you. I would not lick a gift horse in the mouth because there's nothing out here I'm going to eat. Maybe a worm if I had to. There was a worm out there. That'd be about the closest thing. So I'm like, you just better be happy with the help you got.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I mean, I just said it. Yeah, you know. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. One more
So,
thing.
was that
One
it?
more. Just
Oh,
one
okay.
more. Just have one
Yeah.
more, and I'm gonna let you have it. Okay. So the third thing that I wanted to mention that is a negative side effect or something that's bad is that people they feel like it's not sustainable or that they're not losing weight, or that everything about this diet is not perfect. This way of eating is not perfect. So, I thought about this and why is it so difficult for some of us to maintain this way of eating? I mean, I've heard a variety of things. Some people like, I don't like meat. My mom was just saying yesterday, I just don't like meat like that. And I think there are people who are doing a carnivore diet that were the same way. Like they just did not like meat like that, but for the benefits are worth it to them to stay on it. So why is it not sustainable? Why do people feel like it's such a challenge to stay on it, or things like that, or they're not losing weight fast enough? We're so used to a crash diet that will allow us to lose 20 pounds in a week. Well, that's not what the carnivore diet is. That's not the way. This way of eating is not that. It's not a crash diet, and it's not gonna, I mean, for most of us. Now there may be some people that are gonna lose weight fast like that if they have a lot of weight to lose, or something like that. There may be people that do have those extraordinary results. For sure there are people that have that, but for the most part, we need to stop thinking of this as a fad diet, a crash diet, even a primarily weight loss diet. It is really a healing protocol, for internal healing, to allow your body to basically heal itself from the inside out. So just that mentality, you have to have a paradigm shift about what it is that you're doing, because this is not a crash diet. I would not recommend it to somebody who said, I got to fit into a wedding dress, or I'm trying to lose 20 pounds so I can go on a cruise. I got to get my beach body on. All those things. This is not that. And, although you can have all of that, it's not primarily that. So, those cultural and social factors, yesterday we were at a beautiful um, brunch that my husband's aunt put on for all of the moms in the family and stuff. And so we went over to her house. I took some video of it. There was so much food there, but I was thankful because she had bacon and eggs. Because everybody was tearing down on fried potatoes and onions. Those used to be my jam back in the day. Fried potatoes and onions, yes, me. But no, 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 can't eat that stuff anymore. So those social environments where everybody's eating stuff that is not on your way of eating can be very, very challenging. And I think that people find that difficult, and then that's why they end up going off the rails, or falling off. You go into, like, you're going on a trip, and you want to try whatever it is. Let's say if I was going to Europe, or if I was going to Spain or somewhere, I'm gonna try what they have. Probably, I imagine that I would. But I'm gonna do like Christy's mom and eat like one bite just so I can taste it and say that I've tried it, and not let myself go completely off the rails. So social situations can be difficult. They say that there's not enough variety for me. It's very boring. It doesn't have all the flavors and tastes and all the things that I'm used to having, and I mean, I guess you could think of it that way, but I think of it as less confining than eating all of everything when my mind was literally controlled by food. So every time I every moment, every waking moment was consumed with the idea of what am I going to eat? What am I going to have? Do I need to stop and get something to eat? And just constantly drilling in on food every minute of every day. So,
Hey, Robin, now this is the one that always get me. I could be cooking a meal, discussing the next one, or if we're doing I could be fixing breakfast and come up with something. I say, "Oh, I don't have all the ingredients, but we can have that tomorrow."
yep.
Today we haven't even made it through the first meal, and we are actively planning even more. Yeah, that's come on, those some of my big moments for sure.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's just that food obsession. When you are relieved of the food obsession, it's like a whole nother world. I literally did not know that a world existed where I did not have to think about food 24/7. And so it's really, really cool. People think that you're not going to get your nutrients. Well, you need to have some fruit, you need to have some vegetables because you're not going to get all of your nutrients. Well, that's actually just not true. It's just not true. Meat is going to provide you with all of the nutrients that you need for the human body. Now, you may need to do some supplementation like electrolytes when you're starting off, particularly, and your body is releasing a whole bunch of inflammation and electrolytes. So you supplement with electrolytes. But for the most part, your meat is particularly red meat, ruminant animals are going to give you all of the nutrients that your body needs. So there's nothing that's in a vegetable or a fruit that you as a human being needs. So that's all. That's all I've got.
Yeah, that's a good
That is
one.
correct. Yeah, that's very correct. In fact, I just had some lab work done, which I haven't got the print off from it yet, from a functional doctor. I was like, let's see what this functional doctor has to say about things. And the nurse called. She goes, your vitamin D level is like perfect. Like she goes, you're on the high end. She goes, your bones have got to be good. I said, they are. And she goes, and your vitamin B. And I said, well, I'm carnivore and I'm lion. So I eat ruminant meat. She goes, oh, that's right. And she's also carnivore. She's been carnivore about 3 months. And she goes, yeah, my vitamin B's come up too. And she says, I always thought I'd have to take like those kind of supplements if I wanted to eat this way. And she says, and really, it was when I was vegan, I had to take all of those supplements because
Yes,
those vitamins are locked up in the cellulose and we don't break down cellulose. So how do you get those vitamins out when they're capsulated by cellulose? You're not going to, which is
you
why in
can.
turn, when all of us have done some sort of vegan or vegetarian, is we had to take all of those other supplements. So that is one thing. The ugly side effects. So I have two. One and one bothers me and the other one didn't bother me a bit because it's just my personality. The first one was how other people reacted to me being carnivore, even day one. And even back when I went keto 28 years prior to being carnivore. Um, I really didn't care how it made other people feel because they didn't say anything to me when I was over 300 pounds and eating pizza and all the junk and drinking, big slam Pepsis. That was perfectly normal. But now that I
Hmm.
wanted to clean up my diet, everybody seemed to be a health expert and have an opinion. And I'm like, no, no, thank you. You weren't there to help me before when I probably needed somebody to tell me how it was going. Um, so that was the one that I don't really even care about that. So I just wanted to say that that is something that you might see. Okay, I asked about the question. Eat eggs every day. But would be no, there. So can help a little. She's saying that she has a meat aversion, and so a lot of
Mm,
people do have to do like the eggs, processed meats, even if that's like your all beef hot dogs, things like that. And it may take a while. You may have to try several things like sardines, tuna, salmon, mackerel, different things like that as well, until you get to the point where fasting. Because I will tell you that I got sick of hamburger one time, and I was like, I can't eat another bite of hamburger for the rest of my life. And I did a 5-day fast. And let me tell you, day 5, I was like, yes, please, I'll take that hamburger right now. It can be cold. I don't even have to have it warmed up at all. So, but I don't recommend doing an extended fast if it's something new to you. Do we have another question or no?
No, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So the other thing is one that G actually brought up because I had loads of this, and I spared you guys any of the pictures of what I had. So in the beginning, I lost over 150 pounds going from the standard American diet to clean keto prior to keto treats. No such thing, no processed, no sugar, alcohols, none of that. It was just meat, fat, and a little bit of few vegetables. But I lost a ton of that weight, and I lost it very fast. I lost it within 9 months. And so I had what they call apron stomach. So that lower stomach just looked like an apron. This I really don't have. I mean, but I had a little bit of that, and I did notice that when I did fasting and integrated like bone broth, I did a lot of like in the beginning, I would do 1 to 3 days fast every single week. And I did that and kind of built up my fasting muscle, doing that and then integrating bone broth and then just light weightlifting I did for those areas. Now with the stomach, I don't know if eventually that would have went away. I have no clue. I mean, it was pretty bad. Um, I think it was over 7 inches of drop that I had. Yeah. And so
Wow.
I had to have a major surgery in 2020, and they needed tissue to rebuild structures. And she says, well, we can use your abdominal skin. And I was like, yes,
Thank
yes, let's
you.
do that.
Yeah.
So I kind of cheated in a way and had that one done. But the rest of it, like my inner thighs, I had really bad loose skin there. And just I think they call it integrative stretching. I do a lot of that. And mobility stretching, I think, is another one they call it. And, I do the castor oil and stuff to those. So that and these arms, I was able to get back no problem. Um, I mean, you got stretch marks, which those are just, I don't care. I mean, if nobody's ever said anything to me, I worried about them more than anybody else ever noticed them. But I'm like, I don't care. I gave birth to 2 human beings that some people didn't get to. So I'm like, I'm proud of my stretch marks. And really, most of my stretch marks came from when I was younger and had gained all that weight. So I'm not really worried about it. So part of the way that fasting for one causes autophagy. We go into autophagy a little bit anyway, being carnivore, but you can bump that up when you do some fasting. And it doesn't even have to be long. 24-hour fasting can bump you up into really good autophagy where you're breaking down cells. It also helps you rebuild cells by using some of those broken down pieces, which is kind of unique. But using stuff like the bone broth, has the extra collagen because it's pulled it from the bones and all that into there, and the amino acids, which those together are building blocks for our cells. The other thing is shorter fasts like that. I mean, I've had people that said they did 21 days. I'm never, ever going to do that unless, I don't know, if the world shuts down, I guess maybe, but I'm just not going to do it because I feel like even with my 7-day fast, I feel like I did have some muscle loss. I didn't notice
Mm.
it with my 3 and 5-day fast, but I do think that you could get some more muscle loss. So I just try not to do that. Um, the better you can keep up your muscle strength, of course, the stronger your bones are going to be. You're going to break down food. You're going to be able to repair body tissue also. Um, Autophagy, as I said, almost doubles during fast. It allows the body to break down and reuse old cell parts so that your cells can operate more efficiently. It's a natural cleaning out process that begins when your cells are stressed or deprived of nutrients. It took me several months, like I said, just doing the light weightlifting, um, fasting, bone broth, stuff like that, to get like these areas that had a little bit of the loose skin to get it to tighten up, like the inner thighs and stuff like that. Um, but it's something that I think you can do over time. I'm trying to think if I had, and then of course the good side effects, I'll do a little bit on those. All of the health benefits, the depression, anxiety, menopause symptoms, reversal of my osteoporosis, which was major, cystic acne, which oh my God, I tried to find pictures of me, and I don't know what I know I had some, but my daughter probably has some. I didn't ask her because I'm like, no, thank you. But I mean, they were so horrible. I mean, it was just so bad how much I had of that, and that was something that turned around fairly quickly for me. So that's definitely been the good. I'm not a big clothes shopping type person. So that was hard for me to go out as I was losing the weight. So I actually went to secondhand stores and bought those sizes as I went down until I got to the point where I wasn't really so much losing anymore, and I was kind of where I'm supposed to be set at. So that's been the major ones for me anyway. Let's
Bill has
see.
a question for you.
Oh, okay. I do actually have some fermented cabbage and carrots in my refrigerator. I made last year. Once you ferment them, they stay good for a long time in the refrigerator. I have not done that myself. I made them because I just wanted to see if I like to be prepped. So I wanted to know how to do that process. And it's just salt. It's the easiest thing. So I did do that. If I had to take antibiotics for a long period of time, I would absolutely do a bite of the sauerkraut or the liquid that's going to be in the jar, with a meat to kind of help get that natural gut biome back in place. So if your gut gets off kilter, and after doing this for a while, you will feel that. You'll know when something's not right, it's off. That would probably be one of the easiest types of pre and probiotics you could do, is one bite of that, a little drink of that, and with your meat, and you'd reset your stuff. So I haven't actually done it myself. I have it available in case I have to do that. But yeah, I have heard of that. So it's an option for you.
So is that give you okay? So ferment. It's not like fermentation of grapes, is it?
What it is.
That I can switch to sauerkraut.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, it's not wine, G. No.
That is. So let me start my segment over here. The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's
Yeah. She's like, no
yeah,
wine.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, some people, can't drink. Well, carnivores really shouldn't, but I'm just saying. I'm talking about, like, you have a problem with alcohol or anything. Actually, I might have had a problem with it, but oh gosh. Yeah, I missed that. You want me to start some of the wrap up here? Because we did the news that we could use. You guys did really well tonight. I
Oh, wait a
enjoy.
minute, my daughter's here. My daughter.
Oh, well, hi.
Hi.
Yep, it looks like
Thank you
a
for coming.
picture of you
Oh
right
boy, does she look like her mama?
Yes. And of course,
Definitely.
Ariana, I will always know because that is my grandbaby name. She just, I think she put a Y in the name. But anyway, when I started out, this show has to do with good, bad, and the ugly. And with that, I just talked about in my portion benefits of this diet, which is the good, where I'm no longer on medication, where I feel good. I mean, those that follow me on social media, I put up a reel yesterday of the three of us, our 14-year-old grand and my husband and I. We walked to the rec center. That was number one. We didn't drive. We walked to the rec center together. We got on the basketball court. How many of you that have a 14-year-old grandson that you and your spouse or both grandmothers or just anything out on the court playing ball? My version of it, of course. And let me tell y'all something about that. The video, you know how, like, okay, so I'm guarding him, right? And then you try to do a little fake. So in my head, my fake was like this. Woo woo. On the video, the fake was like this. Woo woo woo. I promise. Is this in slow motion? Because in my head, I was way faster than that right there. Oh, girl. But he has that memory. That won't be the only one. This is not a one-time thing. My oldest one has a memory of him and I, because I went to turn a cartwheel. It's, if nothing else, do it for them. I don't know what your relationship was like with your grandparent. Um, and I'm not talking about just because they are alive. I'm talking able to actually get down on the floor with the racing track, actually doing these different things. And that is a true benefit of this lifestyle. For what I'm able to do. Now, some of the downsides, I said you had to buy new clothes. This thing affects your hair, your jewelry,
your nails,
your shoes. Oh yes, the nail. Now, let me tell you.
eyeballs.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't wear glasses as often like I was. I got like over 50 pair of glasses, and 40 of them I know without a shadow of a doubt are prescriptions. And so yeah, and then my nails, now I will say they are not growing as fast as they used to. But now they're so hard they feel like hoofs. Like I could go and tear food up. That's what I do. That's how I'm feeling.
Meant
I
for
love
ripping food apart.
with Robin tonight. You and news that we could use with Rhonda kind of touch the same area. Oh, there we go with the iodine. Y'all, I'm still scared to open the bottle. Yes, we all have iodine. They are using it.
Yep.
I'm scared. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm afraid. And
Just do it.
I
Just
know.
do it.
Just do it. And so Robin, I loved your areas of what you were talking about. And y'all know I just plumb forgot everything that I was just saying. And then of course, Laura. So now we're gonna go and I'm gonna start with Laura. Laura, what you got coming on your show this week? On your channel? What you got going on?
Yes. So this week I'm going to really, really try to make a better effort because I slacked on doing more shorts. I just feel like, do people really want to see me making, like, I did lavender lotion, and actually my husband's cousin, I called her, or I texted her, she had told me she had lavender and I had seen it out on her property. I mean, lavender, a lot of it. And I was like, "Hey, can I buy some?" And she's like, "I got last year's dried if you want it." And I was like, "Yes, I'll buy it."
Nice.
She goes, "Just come by and get it." So I go to her house. She literally has a box. I mean, it's 2 foot by a foot and a half across and 6 inches wide, completely full. And I was like, "Well, how much do I?" No, 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 no. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh," I was like, "So I might have to give her some lotion," but I'm like, "Do people really wanna see me make the lotion?" Because it takes a while to do that, and I thought, "Well," so I did my beef ribs, and oh my god, were those so good. That's what I had today for I did OMAD today. Oh, those were good. So I'm going to try to do more of that. I need to take something off of my plate because I do some form of exercise every single morning. I need to change it up and maybe do something else because nobody wants me to try to talk to them while I'm sprinting because it's not going to be pretty. So I'm like, how do I video that?
Yeah,
With
that would be a short. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't really know how to do that. And then my other forms are like kickboxing and rebounding. Well, there again, you're just going, hog wild. So how do you do a short there? So I'm going to do that. And then I'm typing up a interview questions that I want to do for a couple people, and I'm going to reach out to them and see how if they're interested on coming on, and I want to interview them. And then this week, I'm extremely busy on Friday. I will not be online at all. I am going to court to help another nurse that I worked with on a facility that we worked at that did some bad stuff. So, got to go do that and stand up for the people and the patients that were harmed by this facility. So, me and
Mm.
my advocacy are going to be up there. So I'll be in Springfield, Illinois. So it's going to be a little drive from here. So that's what I'm doing this week. And then of course
Listen,
Saturday we have our
did you
thing with the
answer?
lioness.
Yeah, did you answer this by saying oxalate dumping? Okay, all right, just
Yep.
making
Yep.
sure. What
Yep.
about you, Robin?
So, as you guys know, if you watch my channel, that I was traveling last week and I was I was pumping out content like a maniac. Since I was away, I was able to just focus on making videos for you guys every day. So I'm trying to do a daily short, at least one daily short, sometimes more than one, depending on what's going on. But at least like what I eat in a day is a short. And then I don't really have a plan yet for what I'm planning to do, what I'm planning to cook for you guys this week or anything like that. But if I become inspired, I do have that recipe that's in the works about this salmon dip type of a thing that I want to make, carnivore salmon dip. So um, that recipe is brewing in my mind. So once I get that all together, I'll be doing a video about that. This Saturday, I do have Coach Bronson that's coming on to talk about, us older ladies and our workout routines. And as you guys know, I've been really, really struggling with the working out piece. And matter of fact, I'm going to go walking with my daughter when I get done here. So, but yeah, so Coach Bronson's coming on Saturday evening at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And other than that, I don't have too much going on that I can think of. I'm going to be traveling a lot over the next few weeks. I do want to mention that I am going to Hack Your Health. So if you're going to Hack Your Health and you're going to be there, if you see me, say something because I need to meet you. I want to definitely meet you and talk to you and get a little picture or something. So if you're there, please say something if you see me out there because I don't know who any of you are yet.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And also add this Saturday that we'll be on with the
Oh, with the
yeah, the lioness.
lioness. Oh, that's
Lioness.
Saturday too.
Yes,
Yay.
yes. So don't
So
forget that.
Carnivore After Dark
Yes, our
with the lioness.
carnivores. So this
Right.
week for me, of course, Wednesday mornings, Adrian and I do a show together. So we do have that. We are scheduled. There's a young lady that did the lap band, and the lap band seeped into the stomach. So we're going to talk her story. We're going to tell that whether you watch it live or the replay, we appreciate it. Thursday, I have Dr. Bright. I am
Nice.
so, I need these hormone. Y'all need to send me what questions I need to ask. What is it that you guys need to know? You can email them to me. Have them. I need to understand these hormones. It is it just that simple of increasing the fat, which leads me back to Wednesday. I wish I never had this surgery. And then the 18th, of course, we are having a pack carnivores, the females after dark for that. And then I will be in Hack Your Health for the first time. I'm getting my DEXA scan. and there's going to be some meetups and all of that. Well, hey, and so I say, just like, look here, I've never met a stranger, so you just call me out, and it's like, hey, everybody, my cousin, okay, we're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna have a good
Yes.
time. Let's get pictures, let's get video, let's get it all. Yes, so I'm super excited. Yes, I'm super
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have
excited.
to get it done. You know, that's my daughter saying yay for DEXA scans. I
Yes, I
didn't
don't
sign
know
up
why
for it,
you
but
did
maybe
not.
I better get on the list.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you get the link?
Somebody's
'Cause I
wanting to
can
know
send
where
it to
that
you.
Hack Your Health is.
It's in Austin, Texas, and it
Yeah, it's
starts
going to be in Austin, Texas. Yep, Hack Your Health.
starts the 30th May 30th through June 2nd, I think it is.
Whatever, the last Friday of this month.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get my
Yes,
DEXA scan.
Darth, it is going to. And listen, Darth, your package is right here. You're going to listen, because it did take the extra time. I'm telling you, you're gonna like it. All right, is that it for everybody? Look, as they say, all hearts and minds clear.
All hearts and
Our hearts
minds
and
are
minds
clear.
clear. So next week we have a show for you. 3 different topics, but each topic is personalized to the host. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna see you guys next week. Until